Hello friends, and welcome back to another video. Today we are doing some extreme cleaning. As you can tell, before I get to my vacuums, we are going to get my diffusers soaked with some vinegar just so that can sit and work its magic. It's been a very long time, as you can tell, since I cleaned my diffusers, and I've been meaning to for a while. So we're finally going to get to this. So I'm just showing you how disgusting they are, and then we're gonna soak the tops of them with some vinegar and some warm water. I'm just gonna put them in this bowl, and then I'm going to put some vinegar in the actual containers. Obviously I can't soak those in water because of the motors and the electrical parts, so I'm just gonna put vinegar inside of them and let that sit. And then we are going to jump into the vacuum cleaning. So we are going to just leave that alone and let the vinegar work its magic, like I said, and I'm going to pull out all of my vacuums. Here they all are. I'm going to show you guys just how disgusting they are. Fun fact, all of this took me like 4 hours to do all of the vacuums and the diffusers. As you can see, the dust cups were full of dust and dander and fur and dirt and all sorts of stuff. Even the tops of them were dirty, like just the outside. There was fur stuck into the roller. It was really, really bad. I could not believe how thick the grime and dust and everything was on this filter. Also, I'm pretty sure I was looking at a video in between all of the clips to make sure I was cleaning this correctly, and I'm pretty sure I had, if you see, I had a thick filter and then one on the top, one on the bottom, and I'm pretty sure that was wrong. So I did fix that at the end of the video. But anyways, I'm just showing you all the stuff that was in it. My son had vacuumed up pancake mix, and I told him we cannot do that with the vacuum. I mean, obviously it just needs to be cleaned, period. But even after I cleaned it, when I turned it on the first time, there was still some that was like coming out of the tubing. But anyways, as you can see, it's just very gross. The yellow part is gross. There's all this dark long hair wrapped around it. That is actually my daughter's long dark hair wrapped around it. So I'm gonna have to cut that out. You're gonna see in a minute. And we're going to just get it as clean as I can. I didn't want to, I think there are ways, like obviously you can take this off. This is pretty user friendly. I found all sorts of stuff in here. Here's like a rose petal and tons of dog hair, like a paper towel holder, like cardboard. That's what that was. More fur, all sorts of gunk. I think I even find like a paper clip in a minute. So just lots and lots of junk, which is probably why it wasn't working too good. And I'm so glad I opened this up and took all of this out. I had no clue all of this was in here. And you know, I say it wasn't working that great, but if I'm being honest, it was still working. And I think that is just a testament to how good of a vacuum cleaner this is. Again, it's the Shark Navigator, I think the lift away, and I think we just got it at Walmart like maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and I've cleaned it, like I've reached under here and cleaned this before, but I've never cleaned it this deeply before. And it's just working so much better. But these vacuums are amazing. Sorry, I'm focusing on this brush roll. I'm trying to get it clean. I was trying to see if I could take it out. I know it's kind of like scuffed up. I mean, this thing we've had since before we moved here, so probably 6 years. But I did take a rag and, you know, wipe it. But inside, like I can't take this out. I just looked up a video on YouTube, and I'm wiping all of these parts down the best I could because I just see it as like all of this. The more grime I can get off, the better it will smell. But I'm trying to get in there and I can't. That's looking a little rough. And I looked up some videos just now and I don't think you can take this off. So we're just gonna do the best we can. I have all of these brushes that I purchased a while ago. I don't know if I can actually get them in there, but I do have this. It's not much, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try to get in there safely. I don't wanna break my vacuum. This is a Shark Navigator, by the way. The lift away, love this vacuum. It is the MVP of my house, like of all the vacuums. Actually Pablo's, he's my favorite, but this one works the best, hands down. I will say, if you look closely at the bottom, on the very corners of the vacuum, you'll see holes where there are screws. You could really completely take this apart, like more than I have it, but I just am not that skilled enough. I would take it apart and put it back together wrong or not. I don't know. I just don't trust myself enough. You know, I know my limits. So I just did this and I struggled to get under, like obviously where I am. So I'm trying this little brush tool to clean it the best that I can without completely taking it apart. So now I'm gonna take one of those stronger, thicker brushes and I'm wrapping like a paper towel around it to just kind of dry that and clean it a little bit more. I felt like I wasn't getting much done, but in the end, when I look at it, I'm like, wow, it looks a million times better than it did. So I actually did get quite a lot of the gunk that was in here. And I've never cleaned it this thoroughly. Like I've said, I've taken this blue part off and I've cleaned and taken and cut the hair off, but I've never like really tried to get in there and like clean it, you know, and give it like a very good, super detailed clean. I mean, I'm literally cleaning like the cracks right here that I couldn't reach with the washcloth. I was really trying to get this thing as super squeaky clean as I could. This part looks so much better. I mean, I haven't seen in there in a long time. It's not perfect, but it looks a lot better. I don't know if you guys, I think you can tell. Looks good. So now I'm just gonna wipe down the surfaces and we're gonna clean the dust cup and the filters. So I'm going to clean the dust can now, or dust bucket. And yes, I can get it wet. Don't worry, I checked. And I'm actually really glad I did. I feel like I was able to get it really, really clean this way. I did have to, of course, use these brushes. I would really recommend, if you're going to clean these, to make sure you have something besides a sponge. I had my big Scrub Mommy sponge, and it was kind of hard. You can see it like get in there at the bottom and to really get it. So I wish I would have had a smaller sponge or a skinnier sponge, but also having these brush tools really, really helped a lot. But just giving this some hot soapy water and a good scrub made the world of a difference. I've emptied the dustbin before. I think I've kind of wiped it, but I've never cleaned it this thoroughly. And again, I've had it for probably about 6-7 years. This is my cordless Shark DuoClean Powerfins. This is just my cordless Shark. Really needs it bad. So obviously I need to empty the canister really bad, but I need to take this off, clean under here, you know, all of it. So we're gonna get her done. So when I take this apart, the bottom piece, I mean, look at this. This is crazy. We're gonna take it apart and wait until you guys see what is under here. It is just insane to me. Like right here, when I'm turning the blue thing, I like roll out like a wall of fur. I couldn't believe this was in here. Oh, and there's the paper clip. It was in this one, but still lots of random things in this tube that catches it all. And then look here. I cannot even believe that. That's crazy. It was just stuck there. And that's all, of course, Charlie's fur. I can't even believe that. Of course it smelled. Look what was in there. So now I'm going to work on getting all of the hair out and everything that's tangled around this brush, and I end up taking it out. You can take this small blue and black one that I'm working on. You can't take that one out. So I'm just scrubbing this like clear part right here. There was dirt literally caked on, like it was like literally caked onto the clear plastic part. I had to give it a really good scrub. I'm just cleaning this blue brush. So again, I'm sure, and I had to like vacuum the vacuum, that made me laugh, but I'm sure I could take it apart even more if I had the proper tools, or if I was just more skilled and confident in myself about it. I just, you know, again, I know my limits, so I'm just looking under here. Like the under there was really gross. So I'm like, okay, we got to try to clean it. So I put a little spray there. I was trying to be careful. I don't want to ruin anything. And I just take that little thin brush tool again, and we're going to try to clean it the best that I can. This thing came in handy so many times during this detailing that I was doing on these vacuums. So here I'm just washing this dust cup again with some hot soapy water. And I watched a video actually to be sure that I could wash this one, and I can, but the red part that you can see at the bottom, I realized at the end some water was able to get down in between that, like between the plastic and the red part. And somebody on the comments of the video I was watching also said the same thing. There are special screws that hold that in there, so I couldn't get it out with a flathead or with a Phillips screwdriver. So I showed my husband, and he had the correct tools for it and was able to take it out. I dried it and it was fine. So just be aware of that whenever you are cleaning yours, if it has something like this. I think next time I might just kind of spray in there really, really well instead of wetting it completely. But, or, you know, I don't know. I guess if you have the correct tools, it's fine. It was very, very easy for him to take apart. You just have to make sure you have the correct, like, screwdriver head or whatever. I don't know how to say it, guys. So we are now going to clean my Roborock. It really, really needed it. The sensors have been telling me to wipe them forever. You get like alerts on your phone, and I have not. The filter, I got an alert the other day. It needed to be completely replaced. Thankfully, I had a few. I have not ever cleaned that red brush. I've wiped that like spider looking thing a few times. That's like to get hair. But we're going to get it clean, and I wanted to be very, very careful with this because obviously it's more electronic than the other vacuums. So I have the directions in front of me and I followed them very carefully and we get it clean. I actually just tossed this roller because I was looking at the ends of it and there's like pieces that are like, it almost looked like chopped off, but I think it's just because it's obviously used every single day, and so the ends of it were literally like coming off. So I had a new one and I was like, yeah, we'll replace it. So we give him some new parts and get him all cleaned up, and he actually was running very, very well when I ran him the first time after cleaning him, but he seemed to like be acting kind of strange, like wobbling everywhere, like not wobbling, but just like going over things he usually doesn't. So I checked the sensors, and I don't know why, but this part is so satisfying to me. Like when you're getting down there into the nitty gritty, the cracks and the crevices, I really found that to be satisfying. Thankfully I had all these like little tools and stuff, but anyways, he was just kind of going over, like bumping into the walls. So I checked his sensors because I was like, oh God, did I put them together wrong? Like what did I do? And I just saw some lint on the sensors and I just wiped it, and that was all it was. Literally, it was just a little bit of lint and some of Charlie's dog hair had gotten on the sensors, and I wiped them and he's running perfectly fine. So I was reading the directions on how to clean it. It gives you kind of step-by-step directions. It's very helpful actually. And it said to like flip it over and unscrew and take like that tube thing apart, I believe, and clean it. I was like, that thing's fine. There's like nothing in it. So I didn't do that. I just kind of, as you could see, vacuumed. There was the filter. It was like definitely needed to be replaced. But anyways, underneath it had like hair and needed to be kind of vacuumed. But I did not unscrew the whole tube thing. It didn't even look dirty at all. So now I'm just going to clean the parts of the robovac that need to be cleaned and give it a good scrub. I'm cleaning the part where usually like the sand and the dirt, like the dustbin, I guess, I'm cleaning that really well, and of course I do let all of these pieces dry for like 48 hours. Like, this is where all the dirt goes. You're not supposed to get it wet, but in this instance, of course, you can get it wet to clean it. Look at all of this. This was ever, I cannot, you guys. It's so embarrassing, but whatever. Real life, okay? This is the damage. This is what we got going on. All of the filters were brand new. I replaced everything with new filters. The robovac, I couldn't get the white spider thing, I don't know what it's called actually, off of the robovac on this day. So I had Darren undo it. Like, he was able to get it off for me later that day, and we replaced it with a new one. We're gonna clean the little mini vacuums, the filters. Those are so easy to clean. I love those things. I just clean the filters. You can literally like rinse the filter off. I clean the little dustbin things of them, let them dry. And the only part, I was kind of looking at that's the part that I put on the couch that I just had in my hands. I do just spray that and wipe it later. I didn't want to like submerge it in water. I wasn't sure if I could. Okay, we're gonna clean the diffusers. I could not get that yellow piece in there. It's on top of it that is yellow, so it's hard to really get in there and clean. I was kind of showing you guys. It's very, very difficult, but I was determined because every time I clean this thing, I can never get that. So I just take that like little thin brush tool you're gonna see, and I found a way. Like, I stuck it in there and I just kept trying and trying, and I was able to clean it, and I was so happy. And the diffuser, they are working great, both of them. You can absolutely tell the difference. So don't forget, here's your sign: clean your diffusers if they have not been cleaned in a while. So this part always makes me nervous, cleaning the inside of the containers, because you cannot get the bottom wet. And I had a glass diffuser, like a dome one. Some of you might have seen it in other videos. And unfortunately, it just was not working correctly after I cleaned it because the bottom got just a little wet. So even still, like, that kind of ruined it. So I was trying this actually looks, obviously it's sped up, but I was going very slow, and I was being very careful to not get any water on the bottom. And if I saw even a drop creeping down there, I had that paper towel on hand and I was drying it up very quickly. So I was very careful to not get it wet, and it's working great. Thankfully I didn't get anything wet. And then we're going to clean. Look how nice that is. The glass is just so clear and wonderful and beautiful and pretty. I'm so happy. The very top right there, it was hard to see, but I was just showing you. There was still a little bit of water buildup at the top, but the vinegar, when I filled it up, didn't reach that high, so it didn't come off there, but you can't really even tell, and it's fine. I can get it next time. So now we're going to clean this one. I was very stressed about it because I've cleaned this diffuser in the past, and I've never been able to get that yellow orange stuff and those corners right there. This time I made sure to fill it with just straight vinegar, and I filled it to the very top to where it was almost overflowing. And it was so anticlimactic because it came right off. Like, I was just dreading it, and then it just wiped off. I'm telling you, vinegar is amazing for cleaning any water buildup or scaling. So it feels so good to have all of that cleaned. It took me like about 4 hours total to sit there and clean everything. I could not believe how long it took me, but it is done, and now I just have to make sure I do like maintenance cleaning on it so it doesn't get so out of hand. So I'm just going to do some cleaning up now. Let's take a second to pay our respects to the real MVPs of this video. I almost don't want to throw him away. I love him now. Look at him, he's been through a lot. Poor guy. This guy. It's Sunday and I'm just put the canisters on. I just did new filters for both of these, but you guys, oh my god, it looks amazing. You can absolutely tell the difference. Even there. I mean, obviously it's not 100% perfect, but I've turned it on, I used it, it's working great. Doesn't smell. Darren also, this had a little bit of like water in it. I don't know if you guys remember, and he had there's like special screws holding it. I let him take it apart. I dried it really well and he put it back together. So this is working great. Super happy. I got my diffuser going. My diffuser is going. You can just see the glass is like so clear and nice. It's working great. Also, I've been told by the guys that Bluey is not a good name for this vacuum, so they want to name him Big Blue instead since he's the big guy around here. So he's been officially renamed. I also put these together. They are working great as well. So no smells, wonderful. I noticed I have tons of gnats. They were like there's one there, but they were like all over here in the old filters I had. In the sink, they're all here. They're getting worse and worse. So Darren said they shouldn't be coming from the drain because we have a P-trap or something he was showing me. I boiled some water though, and I went ahead and poured it down the drain. We'll see if that helps, but I don't know if it's just we have poor, like our windows are old and need to be redone, so that's probably it, but we'll see what happens. Anyways, let me know if you guys have any tips. So I use my label maker. I love this thing to put some labels, empty after each use. I'm gonna put it on the 2 large ones, and then I made little signs to go after, even if only a little fur/dirt. I just know they'll see like a little bit of fur and say, oh, it's fine, but I'm telling you that adds up because his fur, he goes once a month to the groomer, but he's a dog, so he'll start to smell. And when that fur is sitting in those containers, I really think that's what makes it kind of just have that really, really bad odor. So don't know what we're gonna do with him. We actually just had to brush him out this morning, even though he went to the groomer about maybe a week or 2 ago, because he's shedding so much. And I just vacuumed up some hair to test out my new clean vacuums. So anyways, I'm gonna put these on. Little labels, empty after each use, even if only a little fur dirt. This one, you guys, I was gonna put the other way, but if you're using it, if you're using it, it's like this. So I don't know. This is how it's gonna be. Yeah, that's just how it's gonna be. I put it there instead. So it was a lot of work, but it feels so good to have this done. I feel like a huge weight off my shoulders. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope it motivates you guys to clean your vacuums, your diffusers, or anything in your house that you know is gonna be a little challenging, but it needs to be done. Hopefully this video can motivate you to get that done and tackle that job. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. Please like it if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. And leave a soap emoji if you are still here toward the end of the video. And if you are, thank you so much for making it to the end. I'll see you soon, guys. Bye.